Okay, I'm going to do a short video here. This is my 2011 Ford F250 King Ranch 4x4, and it's got the 6.7 in it. And this is what I've been working on for the last 4 days. I had a memory steer condition where you'd be driving down the road and it felt like you had a 30 or 40 mile an hour wind hit you on the side, and you had to adjust, and then you would have to readjust again. And when you would make a hard turn right or left, it didn't want to come back. I had known for a while that my U-joints on my front shafts here were getting stiff, because you could tell it when you would make a hard turn in four-wheel drive, they would knock and jerk. So I figured they were bad. And that was mainly what caused the condition. I went on and bought complete new bearings, because these bearings were growling and shot. As you can see, when I got into it, both of my dust covers for the back of my brakes were pretty much shot. They were rusted all to pieces. This one lockout hub, it came apart trying to get it out. It was pretty much shot. And I had both of these caliper holders new, so I went on and replaced them, because one of these things here that pushes in and out was froze. This one here is not, but that one was, so that caused problems. I went on and decided to replace my shocks. I put Bilstein 4600s on it. These Ranchos on the back were shot, and I had Reflex from Napa on the front, and they were still working, but they weren't all that good. Tools that I would suggest, this one here is one that I bought off Amazon. It is a it's a bearing puller tool, actually, but you can bolt it on there like that. It comes with 2 flat washers here, and then it's got this worm screw that's got a pivot end on it and a big nut here that goes in behind here. And it helps tremendously with pulling these things out. I spent almost 5 hours trying to get one of them off one day, and it just did not want to come. So with that, you can get it on there, bolt it onto this, and have that in there, and you can spin this and put it to the place that you want to push against. Now, I pushed against this part of the backing plate. I figured, even worst case scenario, I'd beat it back out, and then I'd spin it around, and I'd put it on the 2 pivot, or the 2 bolt holes for this, where this bolts to the frame, and pushed on that, and it helped tremendously getting that out. As far as these seals, I could not get them on myself. I bought the driver, but I couldn't get them on the new axles, because they were just too hard to do with wood. It just kept bouncing. So I took them up to a local shop here, and they charged me 20 bucks to put them on. It was well worth that. I actually did drive them into the axle when I got done, and I didn't have a problem with that. But one thing, you know, all these people on YouTube tell you it's simple, but that hole right there and that right there, they don't just ease into each other. When you're putting the bearing on, you're bolting it down, this pushing them back on this, and it's pretty tough to get that pushed back forward. I bought a 36-inch pry bar. It is an ABN off of Amazon, and the front end of it broke off the first pry when I was prying on this one right here, trying to pull it out. So I wouldn't suggest ABN. It was a sucky pry bar. I also used my 5-pound jerk hammer that I had from back when I used to do body work. And another must, frankly, in my opinion, is some type of a torch like this. It's just a simple little torch, but I had to heat inside of there to get the pressed in vacuum seals out. And of course, PB blaster. I always use that. But how much did I save? Probably a couple of $1,000 in labor. Took me about 16 hours to do it by myself. I'm 63 years old, so it's not the easiest thing. But it's a lot of heavy work. And for the people who make you think that you can just pop this stuff out of there and put it back in, it's not that simple. You know, some of them might have really good luck with it, but myself, I had a struggle. So I just want to give you my little take on the stuff that I did and how it worked out for me. I test drove it yesterday, and it drives great now. So most of the time, like I say, it's going to be in these bearings. If you look at this, I cannot move this either direction with my hand, and this should move freely. This one here, I can't move it either. So both of them were fighting against the knuckles and the bearings, trying to hold it wherever you put it, and they wouldn't let it steer right either. So I'm hoping that that takes care of it for a while. Altogether, I bought the 2 shafts new with the U-joints on them, the seal kit, both the bearings new from Detroit Axle, the premium wheel bearings here that I got from Detroit Axle. They work nice. They look nice. The axles I bought off of eBay, and they were Chinese-made axles, obviously, but they did work. And they had bigger U-joints here. They were about a 1/2 inch bigger both directions. So actually, I think that they're going to be better overall. They do fit in the hole. From what I understood from some videos, they're from like an f250 or 550, but they work fine on this. And I tested it in 4-wheel drive and in 2-wheel drive yesterday, and they're not knocking or pulling anymore. So hopefully that helps some of these people. You know, there's plenty of videos out there about how to take it apart by using that, you know, thing to push the studs from the back, but I didn't have much luck with that. I could break it loose, but I couldn't get them out. I'm sort of thinking that maybe there might be some way to take something to be pushing on the end of this axle through here at the same time you're pulling out on the bearing itself to get it off. But anyway, I hope that helps some people. You know, it's a pretty straightforward job, but it doesn't mean it's simple. And I did not take either one of my tie rod ends off the whole time. I used them to turn the knuckles left and right, and they worked just fine. I didn't have to get them out of the way. They weren't in my way and doing nothing. Now, if you're replacing the ball joints, maybe, but in this particular instance, I didn't have to take them out. So that'll help too. It'd save you some time. But use the jack stands, use your jack, get it up in the air, and I did all this on the ground underneath of it, you know, working with it, sitting here right here on the driveway, and I got it done myself. So hopefully that helps. Thanks. Bye.